And welcome to another coaching video on the coaching channel. I don't have an intro for this channel. Normally we just jump into it, but I wanted to give you a focused down coaching session and promise that in the future I will cut out the Twitch chat interactions in the coaching so you can get laser focused quality analysis. Well, hopefully, right? Hopefully. So we have here a Silver Warwick. He is running a resolve secondary page. I do not recommend you do this, really. I think we should go for more, if you're a de facto Warwick player, just go for the celerity and the water walking and learn the rotational power. Learn in this ELO how to get into fights and react to information and get yourself fed and prevent the enemy jungler from doing things to your laners, because your laners are going to tilt and they're going to waste those opportunities that you did give to them through your ganks. Alternatively, obviously domination secondary, close to my heart, something I love and promote on the Zardo GG guides as well as in 1v1 coaching, but at the same time, you can figure out your own personal preference. Could resolve work? Yes, but we do recommend typically PTA on junglers, specifically in this ELO, and lethal tempo more so for top lane. There's a master Warwick top lane, about 300-400 LP, close to GM, hopefully this season. And we talk about this quite a lot in terms of itemization and runes, because I play the jungle and he plays the top lane, but we've both done it in that same ELO. So it's basically a case of what do we think works for general population, for the general population as well. So here what we've done is a simple 3-camp gank against the Nocturne, who most likely is going to 5-camp, and of course for clear. What's interesting about this is these are the things I want you to look for. So obviously this is a coaching session, not a gameplay. When you are clearing, what we need to check for is obviously this lane has not warded yet, but watch this guy if you want to gain top lane, because most likely in Silver, they're not thinking about a 2-minute 45 gank by a Warwick or an Elise. They're not going to try and put themselves in a position to avoid the gank. They'll just play the lane blind, and then they'll die, and then they'll flame their jungle. That's obviously expected. But if they move down, if you're a Silver player, please keep your eye on the minimap if you're the Warwick this whole duration. Did the Aatrox move down and up again? Did he move down out of vision and come back up like 20 seconds later, which can happen? And if you're doing a sort of clear that's different and unique, that could mean he warded deeper and deeper. The longer he's gone, the deeper he most likely warded. Or again, it's Silver, so maybe he didn't, but you have to presume that he did, right? You put that into your brain and you affect your calculations. It's pretty simple, right? Look at this. The Aurelia here has moved down. Good pause, actually. Is she warding or not? We have to track this kind of thing here, and she did. Now, this brings it full circle. Why the hell is she warding down at 2 minutes 38 against a Warwick in Silver? It's not going to help her. Warwick, if anything, is going to be doing a 4-camp or a 3-camp, which includes red, blue, and of course going down, and he was leashed, obviously. So this is a terrible ward. This is what you have to gank if you're a Silver jungler. Do you feel like this is something you can't handle? Do you feel like you would be struggling to actually gank someone who wards like this? No, definitely not. So the plays for Warwick that I do kind of recommend because of this. See, now he's just playing a little bit safe, but obviously the W activates, right? So if you're going to press the W, you have to go. You have to press the button. He knows, okay, Warwick's on me, I need to play it safely. Now the Warwick says, okay, look, I have lethal tempo, I better go ahead and invade the Nocturne. The Nocturne, who is doing a 4-camp actually, for some strange reason. This is where lethal tempo is super, super good. We're going to try, we do burn his flash here. We do have, okay. Interesting things to dissect here. The ability for a Warwick to invade with lethal tempo, you can of course do this with PTA, just so you know. After a 3-camp, 4-camp is very, very potent and strong, especially in Silver, where they will start bot, get leashed, flow to the top side, and they do the most random clears. When we looked at this, even in the Belveth Diamond example, where the Sejuani doesn't play accordingly, right? They don't think that someone has a goal to invade them. So in Silver, you can do the same exact thing as well, and this works in Gold as well. But in Bronze, do the unexpected, but also punish the unexpected, because you are observing all. So we're going to go ahead for this. We're going to not have a W obviously here. We're going to prime our E for a Q through E combo initially, and then we're going to start auto attacking. That's all we have left. We start the fear. We probably could have, you know, you kind of want to get that fear going a little bit more, but at the same time, this guy has this button, you know, which he can use. So here, what we could do, in theory, is flash auto Q, right? We see his flash, we know he's flash, we know we've got him, but obviously if he still has this up, right, you don't want to be baited into it. Also at the same time, we see here as we're watching from this perspective, the Aurelia detaches. So you don't overcommit necessarily to this particular play. Now here we have smite, we want to smite it, and we want to be aware of the Aurelia rotating down. So we stick close to the wall, a ward is placed, we see her moving, the top lane is pushed in, okay, I see what we're going for here. The Aurelia is still missing from the lane, the Aatrox of course goes in, uses his flash, we're going to Q3 combo, get that auto attack. The Aurelia's following us. This is so random and so stupid from her. Provided we can survive, we should be able to easily survive. Here, of course, when you have your Q and you're running away as a Warwick, Q anything. Q a minion, auto attack minions, auto attack anything that allows you to survive and heal, okay? The buff grump gank, attempt, I kind of like this. I don't know why we're standing. Okay, we're going to go and try and go for this. The Jax does not have... See, this is where I draw the line at the randomness. Okay. No. All right, look at this. I like the fact that we're going for a 3-camp ganking action into an invade. It's fine. However, as Warwick, what can we also do now? We can go red, Krugs, Raptors, gank mid lane. In this case, the Aurelia did ward it, which means we'd be all out of luck, but you could still use that to float for an invade here. You don't have to be constrained to that particular 3-camp. Keep that in mind. We can also red, wolves, grump. Is there a gank available? Is there an invade available? Do I want to do something about it? Or do I just want to do my blue and then flex again afterwards? You want to give yourself options. With buff grump, you don't give yourself options. Now, the invade here was good. We burnt the flash. We didn't waste hours. We saved it for later. We got a crab, which is great. Where's the Nocturne going to go, in theory, after you've killed him or after you've pushed him out of his camps, or maybe he stays and does the Raptors? Who knows, right? We don't actually have that information. I would presuppose, and again, we talked about this Ishwani and Diamond, that they should, in theory, go for the bottom lane so that they can get the outside in rule. They can also counter jungle your bottom side, and then they can fall back to their blue side. You follow? So if you're the Nocturne in silver and this happens to you, get invaded, this is what we can do. Right? We know the Warwick is also silver and is not going to be focusing on the sequencing properly, and the Warwick's going to end up falling back to making these random plays. We had control. Now, I'm going to press the magic button. I have no idea where the Nocturne is. He is, in fact, on Raptors. So, obviously, we can see that the Raptors are down, but we don't know where he is going afterwards. He decided to leave his base. All right. Snack the Raptor camp up because he lost his red, but this puts him in a very weird scenario because now, yes, he can rotate. Yes, Warwick can most likely die here, in theory. Let's see. Actually, let's have a look. Who lives? Who dies? He uses a spell shield way too soon. Gets the fear. Okay. You got to use your spell shield and your fear tether properly. Warwick's is going to run away now. This is where Celerity and Woodwalking help us escape. So the Aurelia compromises her entire lane to chase us across the map. And now we're going up here. Why are we going back up here? Why? No waffling. Straight to the crab. Look, he's walking across this. This information, what do you see when you dissect this? You see bottom lane scuttle. You see 418 Grump tier 2. The second spawn of the Grump here. If you're a silver jungler, go watch the numbers of jungling video on my main channel. It talks about all the numbers you need to learn for tracking and easy counter jungling, right? So this is an absolute maniacally stupid early game from everyone involved, to provide, except for the Warwick, kind of looking for the early gank, getting the invade, burning the flash. Okay, I see it. Okay, but there's no reason to hit it down. You might as well hit it up. But hey, this is great. At the same time, your tier 2 Grump is also up. This dude, if it's warded, will see you go across and go and steal your Grump. So let's actually have a look to see if it is warded. No, it isn't. He's just doing the same thing. All right, he knows he went to the bottom side. This is really good by the Nocturne, actually. This is really good. I'm actually somewhat impressed, of this one thing in a vacuum. Because... we see the Warwick go down to the scuttle. We know our Grump is up. We know at this point people go and steal second Grumps. So I'm going to go steal yours, and then I'm going to take your wolves. He should go and take his wolves as well. And then he can go back to base, because the Warwick's going to show up here, and if he's pressing tab, okay, don't show unless you're going to go. Don't show unless you're going to go. Rules of the jungle, because now we've revealed ourselves. They see us. Then all the Nocturne has to do is see the Warwick go across here, and then all of a sudden he has 20, right? And then he shows up here against 28. Probably took my scuttle and my Grump on the bottom side. So the Nocturne will have full information. Now, he should go steal the wolves, but he's not going to. Because he didn't press tab when Warwick invaded him and saw the 12 CS double buff. So you guys are following this early, slow down, replay it. When you're in silver, the randomness can be dealt with by pressing tab and just doing simple 4 times table and logical extrapolation. And we've fallen back to the Krugs here, and this is my whole entire point as we watch mid lane go fisting. Bottom lane dies, so he's super low. So if we rotate immediately now, we could be in a position to capitalize. If we have a scanner, which you could do in the first rotations, we'd know that this probably wasn't warded. Or if we're paying attention to the lane states, we know this isn't warded. So if we leave immediately, right, when we see this occur, we don't finish the Krug camp, we could probably loop around here and get a really nice angle onto the Brand and kill him first, because he's got stuns and damage and he can turn it very, very easily, okay? But the whole goal for us is to at least get 1 kill. We do have teammate in the pocket. It's kind of seen at this point. We're going to prime our E way too soon. We don't need to use it that quickly. We kind of want to see now is when you want your E up, right? We die, we get the kill. That's great. That's cool. You know, good rotation, good attempt. But your E was just used for fear that we were going to get anyway because no one has any sums. So if you position yourself between Misfortune and the Brand and just E to absorb the Brand's damage and you get the fear off, you live, right? Because then you can Q through the minion and you can escape and run away. We'll just kill the Brand as well. Keep that in mind. Now, really chaotic early game. Hopefully a lot of that makes sense. If you are silver, it's not meant to be super easy to kind of take it to the next level. A red spawning, we leave the base. I think the biggest thing for silvers is you leave the base without a very clear purpose of where you want to go. Like, where do we want to go here? We run down to the Krugs, which we've taken and reset. We see the red spawn, so okay, I guess I can do that. The Nocturne's just left base and done a dragon because he knows you're dead. There's no real strategy or stratagem for kind of getting onto the map and navigating the map. But we do our red, we do our raptors. What's the Nocturne most likely going to do after he's done the dragon? I foresee him either going back into his jungle or just sitting around for the scuttle crab. Do we have prior to be able to contest any of this? No. So what we can do is float onto our top side now, and of course look to go and gank top lane, but he's level 7, we're level 5. The problem was, our buff Grump gank looks don't really work nearly as much anymore, but the flex into the invade was nice. We're doing the flash. We go top lane afterwards. We try get a kill, it really follows us, that's random, that sucks. We take the scuttle crab. There's no real reason for us as we keep clearing here to go back top lane and to cause all of this. What we could have done is just run straight across here into this, right? Gank this if it's available, but run straight across shadow, don't get detected, take this, and the Nocturne wouldn't see us. And if he is on the top side, he's on the top side, which he showed, of course. And from there, you can obviously look to counter jungle wolves and have better ganks. But yeah, this is, go watch the gameplay channel, which will be a high elo Warwick to show you the importance of positioning early and quick decision making. It'll show you how you get ahead. So we're going to be able to get the kill here, which is thumbs up, cool stuff. Again, priming that E way too soon. You know, it's a fear, yes, but it's also a damage reduction agent. And people just don't use it for the damage reduction agency at all anymore, and I feel like we should. Now, Nocturne will be 6 shortly, or it should be 6. He is 6. We can see a 6, but in game, you know, like the guy's 6, 8 minutes has to be. He's going to look to use it. So we're looking at this. Please leave. Thank goodness. Looking at this. Will he loop back around and go bottom lane, perhaps? Or will he just keep going top side, keep farming, and maybe steal a herald? There's no dragon. We do have team match, so we are quite strong, actually, in isolation. We have 40 to 20. He doesn't have 20, which is great, which is why we press tab on those things. Take this. Take the honey fruit. There we go. We should have a scanner now. The no scanner here is going to hurt us. If we walk over vision and get detected, commit to it. Commit to it. If you want to sneak it, commit to it. The best thing you can do. However, look at the solo lanes. We're pushed in. The Nocturne was likely going down to the bottom lane because he took the dragon, sequencing up. He's going to ult here. He sees us. We don't have a scanner. Exactly why we don't do this stuff unless we have a scanner or a control ward. And if you waffle about it, it makes it even worse. And it's really a straightforward fix. Okay, so here's something very interesting as well. So, firstly, it is warded in the back of the pit by none other than the Nocturne himself. He placed his ward. All right? That there is a nice little sneaky ward, and I actually kind of like it. I kind of like that one because it's much harder to detect when you're scanning. However, that's why I keep a control ward in my pocket, slap it in this one right here, so I can see mid lane rotations, and then I scan the pit as I drag it out. Now, if I'm a ranged champion, I typically don't. I auto-attack it and drag it out because if it's in the pit, this ward, right? If it's in the pit, and I auto-attack it, no one will see me. If they click and see the herald moving, then they will know I'm taking it. But if they are just looking down at their camps and farming, as they do in Silver, very rarely do they click on it and realize, wait, where's the herald? And they'll think it's a visual glitch. Whereas in Elise and Italy, Zyra, you auto-attack it, you pull it out, they don't see you. Right? So you can kind of scan outside the pit. But if you're melee, scan deep in the pit, get the back, because this is a common thing in low elo. And remember, you got to play to your elo to a certain degree. But also, when you have no solo lane pressure, what's important for the herald? Pull it out into the river or into the bush so that you can escape if they rotate, right? But obviously us sitting in the pit gives them the ult. It was warded, and now we die for it. And I just had a platinum coaching session where the mind games of the herald become even more intense. Here we go. So this is interesting. Where's the shortest distance to escape this. Laterally, perpendicular, just right sideways. Walk sideways, all right? Walk to the shortest distance to leave the area, you're out. If you keep walking to the edge, it's the longest. Look, it's simple geometry, right? Short, long, right, straightforward. So if you go laterally perpendicular, you can escape the W pretty easily. Did he just... Yeah, he just did nothing. Jax is rotating. Whatever happens here is results-based. I don't want to think about it because... why are we going back in if we're super low with no ultimate? Don't go back in. Have that restraint to know that you are going to die. This is all caused by us. To finish my thought, just had a coaching session before this. Kane playing versus an Elise. Herald bait. Kane was having such a good game. And what we saw was our lane is base. We saw the Elise hold mid and go up to the Raptors so we could extrapolate. The Kane was 2 levels up, moves this way. And instead of just invading and killing the Elise and then doing the Herald, goes straight for the Herald, and he had no lane prior. And the Elise hit the point to check, saw him, pushed it, they got it, same exact thing. And he had a perfect game, so he won the game. That was the one big mistake. So you can see that the mind games of Herald still happen in silver, gold, platinum, they happen in diamond, they happen in Master Plus as well. And now, of course, we're leaving the base because the Nocturne is in our jungle. He's going to try and steal our Grump greedily, so we're just going to say no. It's better to kind of, well, we should be able to get him provided we can hit our E, fear, Q through combo, very, very nice. I was going to say it's better to save your ult, but in this particular case, actually forcing that flash is good because you'll get him low enough you can chase him, so. Never mind me. King's applause for dedicated Soup fan. Nice little play, seeing this, saying, no, I'm not giving my jungle for free. I think it's important. Don't give away shit for free that you don't have to give away for free. End of story. Overall, 3-2-0. We are solidly positioned, okay? The Herald play was a bit of an unfortunate mess. Pay attention to solo lanes, pay attention to your vision control. Again, now we have a scan and now we have a control, right? But on the first base or first death, we should have that. So, early game strategy, okay. Second part of the strategy, not so good. Clumsy, waffle, show, rotate late, misuse of abilities, causes death, loses a dragon because of it, leaves the base with no clear plan, waffles to the top side, starts a clumsy Herald, dies, but we've been able to at least get some kills back. So a lot of silver games, you'll say, well, look, I have 100% KP. My team has 3 kills. I have 3 kills. Yeah, but if this is a jungler who is ready to leave silver, like here, I'm rotating to this to sneak the kill. I mean, you could in theory just give it away, but I feel like we should try and rotate to those scenarios proactively to get kills, to get gold, to get cleanup, to make sure we can actually get everything. And this is why I like Ultimate Hunter as well, because having this up, it's not the best win rate. Relentless is probably better for most players, but once you get more skilled with Warwick, having that ult up is super good. Because now we rotated late, right? Like, what was the point in fiddling and drooling on this when we could just immediately rotate to the and guarantee the kill? Nocturne ults in, guarantee the kill, and from this, guarantee the dragon because he's dead. So the best thing you can learn from Silver is know out of base where you're going and why. Try and reconcile what you think the enemy jungler is going to do with the randomness that they're actually doing. And 2, rotate, rotate, rotate. All right, that's why we like Warwick in this. Look at this. They don't extrapolate that Warwick's coming from mid lane coming down. We can go in here. We have our ultimate. We have our fear. Beautifully set up. Nice gank. It's easy. It's very, very easy. 3-2-2. Our objective is on the map, but now at this point, look at the state of the game, right? No Victor. Aurelia was killed as respawn and has come up. They have taken the Scuttle Crab. Draven probably has cash money to spend, which he does. You have cash money to spend. Valkas is going back to base. What's better here is just shove the hell out of this wave and base. Or fall back to your red side if you really don't want to base. But the point is, doing the dragon now is going to cause grief, sadness, despair, and, well, tragedy. Let's observe. Let's see. Again, I don't know what happens in this game. He's in the Discord. He posts some match history. I was like, that looks interesting to me. Let's see what happened. And I think the biggest thing you can know about this particular ELO, don't tone in. The biggest thing you can learn about this particular ELO is people will be very obsessed with dragons. You know, either very obsessed to the point that they die and lose, or not obsessed enough. And why are we going to see? As I said, too obsessed or not obsessed enough. You give it up, go and push. If you really want to complete and get a whole bunch more gold, do the bottom side quadrant, right? Give them the dragon. It's fine. We shouldn't be giving them dragons, ideally, obviously. But as you can see, a lot of that's because of own waffling. Learn to give shit up. And now we're going to lose a whole bottom side It's not like the Nocturne's playing beautifully, but what he is doing is at least taking things away from you when you try and force them or position yourself poorly. Now we're going to the top side here. We've lost a lot of the top pressure. You know, I sympathize, but all 3 deaths are completely avoidable, right? All 3 deaths are completely avoidable. Now the enemy top lane is going to come on into our jungle here. We have no smite, obviously. You got to save your smites. When there's a mid laner or top lane in your jungle, just save your smites to get the camp because you know you can get it. He's just coin flipping and playing with us. The Irelia is now left mid lane as well, so pay attention to that. We have an RG crab on the top side. Finish the Gromp, and there we go. Irelia is rotating, I would assume, but we should be able to get some kills here. Beautifully done. There she is. Always looking for stuff on the map here. We don't have an ultimate anymore, obviously, but we should be able to easily get a kill. Yep. Warwick's very fun like that. You can kind of just sit still and go, yep. Just a Batman slap the Robin of the enemy champion. Outstanding rule here dictates that we should go and take that crab. I think I would want to snack it away and deny it. Can you still beat the enemy jungler 1v1? Should he show? I would hope at 40 minutes you are positioned enough to do so. And then we can fall back to our blue and our wolves, right? Or you can go push top lane if your top laner is an idiot and go somewhere else. So there's a lot of opportunities. Now, let's talk about builds. Jack Show. I know we kind of want to run it, but as I said, discussing with the top lane, Wick main, we kind of prefer the Divine Sundra Iceborne Gauntlet. I personally did promote the Ravenous Hydra, Jack Show, Spirit Visage, you know, Olaf kind of sustain build, but that's been nerfed and changed a lot. And it's going to be changed again in the future. In the next patch, literally next week, it's going to be changed. So if you're going to play Warwick in the jungle and you want to really snowball the game, Tiamat, Lady of the Rune King, and then decide, do I want to go Ravenous Jack Show kind of tech, or do I want to finish my Jack Show and then finish the Ravenous, or mentally put the Jack Show aside for a second. We just go Iceborne, or we go Divine, and then we finish Titanic and we go tank. So you've got the kite ability, the resistance to HP, and the slow field from the Iceborne, always good with the Sheen proc. We've got the Divine being an excellent item still, plus the Titanic, and then full tank. There's a lot of things you can do. The Zada GG guide, basically, you can just look at it. It has all my builds listed, so you can just look at it and see what exactly I recommend. But in this particular regard, going Tiamat into Jack Show is absolutely terrible. You're losing all carry potential, all snowball potential. You cannot 1v1. Again, we're priming our E way too soon here. We're going in with no itemization lead. We're sitting still waiting to coin flip an objective because we didn't go back to base. There's no real reason with 2k gold, we're running to coin flip another objective. Right? Learning to give shit up and then taking a whole bunch of camps and ganking somewhere else, shoving this, and taking their stuff. You know, taking like 6, 7, 8 camps while they waste time on a Herald can be huge in low elo. Ideally, though, we are backed enough, fed enough that we can actually fight this. But because we just waited around and waffled, we've lost all tempo, and all our deaths are giving away the objectives, the kills, because they're really just moving. If you're a mid lane player, look at this, she's just rotating. Victor's not going to rotate, my friends. Aurelia will, Talon will, Zed will, the Assassins will, and you're going to have to make sure you're making the right plays. And now we've got Jack Show without even a first item, which is terrible. If you're going to go Jack Show, rush the Ravenous at the very least, and then go Jack Show. Snowball with your damage. But this build is inherently flawed. What would be a better build? Okay, like again, the guy sticks to counter jungling. He burns the flash then. Now we flash, we're going to get the order. We have the E-Fear as well. Well, that was, yeah. No need to talk about that. He got the kill, okay? He got the kill. We're not going to break it down. We're going to talk about the builds. So, yeah. Go Iceborne. If this is your game and you're having a rough time, go Iceborne. And now obviously we say, oh, we killed the Nocturne, there's a dragon spawning. I better go and counter jungle the Grump. Yeah, but where's the bottom lane? Okay, Brand is dead. Nocturne is dead. Aurelia should be resetting. Did I scan and place control words on my way over here? Look at this. Look how long it takes us now still. The Jack Show doesn't help us in this regard, whereas if we have a Blade of the Rune King and a Tiamat, and we're building into a Divine with a Sheen, or we're building into even an Iceborne, or yes, you could be building into the Titanic straight up, or the Ravenous, to be able to take those things a lot quicker. At least we're going to fall back to the Dragon, but again now, everyone is respawned, everyone is resetting, and everyone is rotating over. Kill conversion ratio. Everyone is alive. Yes, Misfortune is kind of low, and Brand is not being chunkier, but there's the Aurelia going, okay. They're low. We're sitting on this with no real damage. Jack Show plus Tiamat. We cannot do this quickly enough. We're forcing our ADC to come over here. They know we're on it because they're respawned. They're overly obsessed with it. The Nocturne is ulting. Who will he hit? Where is he? We see nothing. Ah, he's just going to walk up and smite it, isn't he? You know, we could have just rotated mid, won the fight, killed everybody, and then taken the dragon for free. And if the Nocturne shows up to try and steal it, we kill him too, take it, move into here, shove this, smack this down. If you really need gold, reset. Or don't reset, but fall back to your red side. And now we're falling back in the jungle, and they have nothing else to do. Yeah, let's just, hold on. Let me clarify what I just said. If we just rotate and kill everybody, cool. Free. Nocturne shows up, kill. Bot lane, push with someone, take this tower. If we need more gold still, fall back, clear this up. Alright? Or, if you're good to go, reset. Now you can defend, now you can defend, now you can hold and push, depending on whatever the map is going to give you. But here now, you lose the dragon. He's level 11. What does their team have left on the map here? Look at the map. What do they have left? Nothing. They can push up. They can push into your jungle. So I'm actually very, very, very impressed. Oh, we should have hit the Aurelia, but obviously her E would have killed us and CC'd us. But again, we're in the middle of a fight. 4v1. How many times this game? For no reason. Learn to give things up, but at the same time, if we just killed everybody and did everything perfectly, we'd be like, I think ideally we'd probably be like 10-1. I'll give you one death. But we should be 10-1 at the very least in this game. Right? And we've had some good stuff go forward. But it's all about the next decision, knowing where we're leaving base. If you know where you're going when you're leaving base and why you're going where you're going, you're gonna have a much better time in the game. The enemy team, I'm impressed. Like, they understand, hey, look, we have this no towers, we're just gonna keep pushing. Obviously, the problem in low elo is that they never know when to stop pushing and when to reset and to spend their cash money gold. And therefore, they get killed, and then the team that kills them does the same thing, and then they do the same thing, and then they do the same thing, and it just repeats itself over and over. So if you can be fed, my friends, if you can be fed and ahead, you're gonna have so much good time, so much fun, so much good times, so many good times, or so much fun. Right. But this build is largely the issue. You know, if you want to play full tank Wick, I'm still going to recommend to you just to go to the Tiamat, into the Divine Sunder, into the... Actually, no, that's not true. The Tiamat, into the Iceborne, into the Sunfire, Spirit Visage, that's the default, right? That's what I recommend as a default here. I mean, look at this, like... We just lack so much damage. We don't have carry potential when we build like this. It's costing us speed of clear, speed of kill, kill threat pressure. And of course, all we did was overchase here, right? Now, I would love to see a Blade of the Rune King level 14 Warwick just push the hell out of this. They sent two, you're like, I'll kill you. I'll kill both, easily. No stress. Big, you know? It's it's every minute of the game has a little misstep here and there, a little misstep here and there, a little bit of a waffle, indecision, mechanical misplay, misuse of ability, coin flipping objectives we don't need to coin flip instead of just taking and sequencing camps, not making the pick, not rotating to the fight, and it just causes you to keep falling behind one moment at a time. And enemy junglers don't deserve to be 50 CS ahead of you or ahead of you. If you're 50 CS down against a silver jungler, reflect. We're in a bit of a precarious spot here if they push up. You know, are we fed enough to look for these fights? We're priming our E again way too soon. We're just using it for fear. We can afford to gap close there and use it afterwards. Like if she Qs on the other side, you can then prime it. Like now we don't have it up. We have it up soon. Ugh. Like we don't do anything. That's where the blade and the blade is just so good in those turns, the heal and the sustain and the DPS, nutty. Nutty, nutty, nutty. And of course the damage amp, right? If you're gonna build like this, don't build lethal. Build PTA. If you're gonna build Tiamat, Iceborne, tank, build PTA. Just amp the damage from your team because you don't do any. And now we're losing our camps. So we're 6, 6, and 5. The Victor's kind of coming online, but I can honestly say that all of the demise, all of the negativity in this game in terms of game state is caused by our desire to just do something without realizing, you know, we can or we cannot. No, that's true for always silver. That's true for all silver players, all the time. They just do something because they're so dedicated to it, and it causes a ripple effect in the negative, and you lose games from it. You know, you can learn to give things up. You'll see a lot of people who smurf as well. Just take their first 2 dragons. Even take the first herald. Ideally not, but if you can't for whatever reason, hey, take the herald. In the meantime, I've taken your whole bottom side quadrant, I've taken your whole top side quadrant, I've dove your top laner 3 times. I have a 2-3 level lead. Next time we actually fight, I don't really care that you have 2 dragons because I'm gonna kill you. Then I'm gonna take your dragons, then I'm gonna push a side wave. You've got to have the lead at 14 to 15 in this elo. And if you don't, you've got to be able to get resources. Because now look at this. There's no real educational value in terms of talking about jungling, because we're just a... What are we even? Like, we're not a tank. You know, we're not a damage threat. We're not really a fighter. We're just a CC bot. And I think if you're Warwick, that's not the goal here. I mean, cool, we got a kill. Now we don't have ultimate. Now we're flashing for no particular reason. We saw the Nocturne on the vision as well. We feared nothing because of Spell Shield. Aatrox is rotating over. Aurelia's on the top, so we're getting caught in the Misfortune ultimate. Double knocker from the Aatrox who goes over the wall. Nocturne's not diving the back line. He's going to get the kill, the reproc on the Duskblade. We're trying to sustain. We're trying to sustain. We're trying to sustain. We actually get a kill here. Keep going. Yes, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Can we reposition? No, but if we had Blade, if we had a proper build, you could probably kill everyone, although Aatrox is a bit of a nightmare. I don't think we should be behind in levels versus an Aatrox, but again, nice turnability. You see how we start to get online a little bit, but the health drain 453 is going to be minuscule compared to the sustain and bonus damage from Blade of the Ruin King, plus that Tiamat, plus that particular Iceborne or Divine Sundra. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to get there. Is we're trying to be so strong that when they fight us in this scenario, we just kill everyone. Because they're not going to press tab, they're not going to track your state of the game, they're just going to go in without thinking. We should not be down 3 dragons to a silver jungler. We should not be down 50 CS to a silver jungler. Right? And it's all about that snap decision making. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing. Boom. Cool. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, no. Okay, this. Oh, rotation. Double kill. Push. Thumbs up. Reset. What's next? Okay, he might have taken this, especially if he shows up here and I press tab, which means all I have on the map is this, this, and this. But I should probably secure those things because, you know, I haven't taken any camps. So I'm going to do this, 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 and then I'm going to look to pro bottom lane again and do the dragon. If he does it in the meantime, I know he's falling back to the blue side. Invade. Now you can kind of control and swoop, right? Control the rivers, control the rivers. If you're not doing those things, and that was, I know, a quick summary of the game plan, but that's the kind of stuff I want you to look for. That's the kind of activity as a silver jungler I want you to look for. And you're not going to think that quickly in real time, but you can train yourself to get there. Right, doing VOD review and saying, right, what can I do immediately afterwards based upon the information I have? So now, obviously, brand is brand, and then don't prime your fear so intensely, right? You're, I mean, look where we are. Look where the map is. Look where the map is. Why? Patience is your friend in this particular kind of game state. Patience. But if you're in this kind of game state as a silver player, 885, 94 CS, you know you've been fighting too much, you've not been farming enough. And I had a similar Warwick player actually last year. And we've been coaching almost a year now. And he hit platform MMR with Warwick as well. And we're going to try and get him to Diamond this season with it. And he was very similar to this. He would just look to fight all the time. All the time fighting. No sequencing. Guess I'm behind. Guess I should keep fighting to try and do stuff. But back then we had Sunfire and Titanic and full tank, right? It was easier tank itemization. Now it's like, well, you kind of want the Balmy Cinder, but you need the Iceborne Gauntlet for the Mythic, but that's fine. Iceborne gives you a Sheen proc, which is great for our Q. You got the Titanic, you got the Sunfire, you got the Spirit Visage. Thumbs up. At least then you know you can peel and meat shield. Now this particular stage doesn't look like anything's happening. Let's just speed it up, see what we do here. We move to the bottom side just to get whatever camps we can. We need to be scanning the whole time. Let's do this. They should go for Baron soon. You know, this is the vision control. It's not really the best layering of vision, but c'est la vie. You know, if people are in your jungle, you got to be scanning the whole time. Like if I'm going to go to the bottom side jungle, I'm going to scan so I know if they see me. But ideally, I know that the next thing on the map is the Baron, so I'm going to go to the top side and scan that, push out the waves as best I can. You know? See, now we're flanking. We have Sunfire plus Jackshot. We're priming our E again for what reason? Right? You're going to suppress someone, now your E's completely wasted. Like, yeah, we get the kill here, but now we don't have E for the Misfortune ultimate, so we lose unnecessary damage. And yes, we get a kill here, but then, of course, the Nocturne goes on us, but we should be okay. Good! Collapsed by everyone on the blue team. Nicely done. We do have E up again here. We're priming it now for damage reduction. Dude, that's better. That's better. Our E was wasted once more. Aatrox, man, such a great champion. Fun design. Victor's coming online. That's absolutely lovely. Now we've gone back to base to spend a little bit more of that cash money, but you know, that's all we are, is a CC bot. Absorbs damage. And the Nocturne just diving in the middle, man. Why do Nocturnes just ult backlines with chain CC that they can't kill because he's full squish, the Nocturne. It's not like he's done anything. I like this though. Yeah, there's a Fruit Baron. Let's go. Okay. So we kill people, or they kill the, you know, they position such that they can die. Nocturne goes for the steal again, learn when to... See, that's a better fear. That's a better fear. The Q through E into multiple fear, but at the same time, we don't really want to fight now. We want to reset after the Dragon, so after the Baron. I really want to be strong enough here that I can just win this fight. Like any top lane Warwick, any jungle Warwick that's got a lead, you want to be 15, 16 now at minimum. And you want to be able to have this fight here and just kill everybody. Really. That's the goal. That's why I'm suggesting a much more aggro build. You got to take control of your games in Silver. Because all it is here is mechanics and team fighting and target selection. Which is why I focus so much on the early game. Because I don't want you to have to think about that as much. I just want you to steamroll with ease. So we have the Baron, unfortunately. Alright. And we've respawned now. Okay. Health drain, 746. 604 damage. We don't even have 3 items at 30 minutes. That tells you everything. 102 CS in 30 minutes. It just tells you everything. Now they're going for Soul. I'm going to have to do something about it. Sorry, they have Soul. Now, the next dragon is Elder, right? Because obviously they snagged their dragon. The next one's Elder already. Are we willing to fight for this Elder at equal gold level when they have 4 dragons? Yeesh. You know? I'd much rather have that control myself, or at least a 2-to-2 dragon ratio. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is not what we want. We do not want to be fighting this team with Mountain Soul for an Elder Dragon as Vel'Koz gets pre-chunked already. We are just a tank, we're not an assassin, we cannot engage and kill people quickly, we cannot cause disruption, we're going to be forced to give this up. Do we coin flip this for the win? You know, I think you almost have to, and if you feel like you have to, then that's just already doomed. They should be worried about you. This is so annoying and silly, like, you know, we're just going to go for the steal and lose, right? Let's have a look. If it comes down to a 30-minute Elder coin flip smite 50-50, miss it. Ooh, it's close. We could have. We could have stolen it. We could have stolen. I mean, I feel like if you steal it, you can win, but I saw that E. Everyone saw that E on the YouTubes. Yeah, you lose now, no? Yeah. There's just no control. This is literally just coin flipping back and forth, coin flipping back and forth, and a lot of it is because we covered the decision making early. But atomization, when you don't have the lead versus having the lead versus what you can do with it. So, definitely recommend to watch the Warwick gameplay channel video, focusing on high elo, showcasing a more refined early game approach, how we can get fed using this champion, and then how to keep that lead up and just tone fights for the next however long is necessary, and you'll win games pretty easily. But when you're coin flipping and misusing your E, and you're not seeing the next thing you can do, and you're not sequencing properly, and you're not thinking about where you're going to leave out a base, you're not giving up objectives, you're going to throw, my friends. You're going to lose things. So keep that in mind. Hopefully this context helps. Drilling the points over and over again is very important. You're going to look at your videos and do the same thing. Thank you very much for subscribing to this new channel and viewing on this new channel. Let's see if we can get it to 1,000 subs. Virkayu GG for your coaching. Should you want more in-depth 1v1 coaching tailored to your own gameplay. As always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. And to start off for Season 13, I will be hosting another bootcamp with Coach Kybert for laners and junglers and for every single role. Topics on your screen now starts end of January 30th. Basically, we're going to be covering everything in this video in depth related to you, giving you some active examples, some drills, everything to make you a better League of Legends player as a whole, all through a really in-depth 2-week bootcamp from January 30th onward. And additionally, I will be raffling off a $400 coaching package to a lucky winner who subscribes in the first 100 tickets, which means a further 4 hours of coaching directly with me, all free for you after the bootcamp is finished. And overall, the bootcamp is just chocked full of absolute free coaching, free VOD reviews, Q&As. We have 10 different sessions for you from myself and Coach Kybert. We have other challenger coaches on call. Essentially, you're looking at something like 30 coaching sessions for the price of 1, all within a community hosted by Gosu Academy. So click the link in the description below, sign up, join the Discord, and I will see you all there to learn everything you need to know about Season 13 jungling and laning so that you can climb to your ranked goals and beyond.